to Senator Roger Marshall right now, the Kansas Republican, also a physician by training. So we always get a very interesting read on what's happening with the virus right now, given that twin background. So, Senator, very good to see you. I did want to touch on this Delta variant that you and I were last discussing. It's spread a little bit. It's all but shutting down much of Asia, a good chunk of Australia. Should we worry about it?
Well, I think we should be concerned about it, Neil. Certainly this Delta variant spreads quicker, easier. Where they're arguing back and forth if it's more lethal or not. But probably the best news I can tell you is we think that if you've already had the COVID virus, that's really good protection for you from any type of a serious sequelae from this Delta variant. And we think our vaccinations have reasonable protection as well. Not perfect protection, but pretty solid protection.
Senator, in the meantime, you don't mind me harkening back to that physician side of you. The World Health Organization and now LA County are advising even those fully vaccinated to still wear masks. What do you think of that?
Well, I don't think there's any science to back that up. I think what I'm concerned about is why do people in certain sectors want to control Americans? Look, if I was elderly, and had diabetes, maybe I would, but I think that otherwise it's it's overreach, and certainly I think that individuals, Americans, can make that decision if really given the proper information. I think the CDC typically is a month or 3 behind the information that I'd like to have, but I think that's a little bit of an overreaction unless you have a serious underlying health condition.
So bottom line, the vaccines that are already out there, Senator, are enough to deal with even this stubborn variant, right?
Well, I think for the most part, there's always exceptions to the rules. And I think that the exception would be someone, let's say, they're 75 years old, they're on chemotherapy, they have diabetes. So it may not protect you from totally getting the virus, but it usually keeps you out of the hospital. And the emphasis here to me is we're so close to herd immunity. Just encourage people to go get the vaccinations. We also need something called a T-cell test. The T-cell test would tell you if you've already had the virus. And as I sat there and tried to give my grandchildren, my daughter and son-in-law advice on what to do with my grandsons, I would love to know if they've already had the virus or not. But the FDA is holding up this test. For what reasons, I don't know. It's approved in Great Britain and Europe. And they just tell me they don't have enough oxygen in the room to see if it's worthwhile or not. But a T-cell test would be very helpful.
Senator, the president is in Wisconsin. He's starting his stumping, if you will. He's going to be going to a lot of battleground states, pitching this infrastructure package that looked like it was hanging on a vine when it looked like he had abandoned Republicans who had signed on to the deal. He now says that package, along with any linked further spending, are not going to be linked anymore. But Republicans are leery. Democrats are furious. How are you?
Wow, I'm furious as well. Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And the president's fooled us 3 times. I come from the private sector, just been in Congress, now in the Senate for 4 years. And if this would have happened in the private world where someone's negotiating through the press, so obviously they're trying to negotiate through the press now, I would have called my lawyer and said, call those people and cancel the deal. I don't even want to talk to them. We need to have a harder stance here. I understand that he's hurting a lot of cats over on his side, but I think it was just a blow, below the belt, right? When he made his comments that he tied the 2. So that wasn't a mistake. I think it was very purposeful, or else it was very dumb and stupid. So I'm furious. I would love to have seen an infrastructure plan. Senators, Democrats, Republicans worked their tails off. They had a solid plan that I think if we could have explained to me a little better how it was going to be paid for, I was trying to get to yes. But now I'm pretty skeptical. If you don't trust the person across the table negotiating with you, it's really hard to get to yes.
All right. We'll watch it closely. Senator Roger Marshall, thank you, sir. Very good seeing you again.